Let me tell you that at the University of Cambridge, electricity flows through a wire, not sideways to it.
Well, that may be what they teach at Cambridge, but it doesn't explain what's happening before our eyes.
No, let's just get on. Let's swap the compass to below the wire.
Neden doğru açılarda pusula şaşıyordu? Elektrik pusulayı neden etkiliyordu? Bu soru Davy ve diğerlerini şaşkına çevirmişti.
As we celebrate the marriage of Michael and Sarah.
Ama bu problem Faraday'da takıntı haline geldi. Dini inançları yüzünden daha da çok etkilenmişti. Onun için bu problem Tanrı'nın gizlerini anlamak için bir yoldu.
There was a small, almost persecuted group in London called the Sandemanians. They were religious, not really a sect. They were just a small subset, sort of like Quakers. Faraday was a member of that group. It was a very gentle, decent group. They believed that underneath the whole surface of reality, everything was created by God in a unified way, that if you opened up one little part of it, you could see how everything was connected.
Michael Faraday was someone who, like Einstein, thought in terms of pictures.
Faraday was different from anybody else. He had a flair for understanding his experiments, for understanding what was really going on inside them.
Bir pusulayı sistemli şekilde bir elektrik kablosunun etrafına yerleştiren Faraday, bir düzen oluştuğunu gördü.
What everyone else at the time had been taught was that forces travel in straight lines. Faraday was different. Faraday imagined that invisible lines of force flowed around an electric wire. And then he imagined that a magnet had similar lines emerging from it, and that those lines would get caught up in this flow. It was a bit like a flag in a wind.
Ama Faraday'ın hayal gücü bu deneyi tersine çevirecekti. Elektrik yüklü bir kabloyla pusula ibresini hareket ettirmek yerine sabit bir mıknatısla bir kabloyu hareket ettirip ettiremeyeceğini merak etti.
I've never seen you like this, Faraday. You look like a happy child. I'm shaking, Newman. Underneath, I'm shaking. You see, John? You see?
Yes.
This is the experiment of the century. It's the invention of the electric motor. Scale up the magnets and the wires, make them really big. Attach heavy weights to them, and they'll be dragged along. But almost more importantly, he's inventing a new kind of physics here.
O zamanlar bunun farkına varmamış olsa bile Faraday temel bir prensibi ortaya koymuştu. Bataryanın içindeki kimyasal maddeler kablonun içinde elektriğe dönüşüyordu. Bu da mıknatısla birleşince hareket enerjisi üretilmişti. Bütün bu değişik kuvvetlerin arkasında ortak bir şey vardı. Enerji.
We must behold and comprehend the mysterious.
Well, that kind of mysterious is going to get you into trouble.
I'll tell you what is truly mysterious. The secret of a long and happy marriage.
The mathematics are fine, if a little unconventional, but this only works for big systems. It'll fall down when you apply it to small systems.
I disagree.
Oh no, here we go. Another grand theory by Herr Albert Einstein, a patent clock, third class.
What would happen if one applied those formulae to electromagnetic radiation?
Albert, you can't just take one bit of physics and apply it without proper regard to a completely different area.
Why not?
Albert, I know you like the grand linkages, the big theories, but wouldn't things be better all round if you just got going in some small area? Got a university post, get a decent wage, for God's sake. At least Mileva could study again. Then she'd be happy, and you'd be happy.
Ah, the vulgar struggle for survival. Food and sex. Spoken like a true bourgeois. Press up. I want to know how God created this world. Listen. I want to know how God created this world. I'm not interested in this or that phenomenon, in the spectrum of this or that element. I want to know his thoughts. The rest? The details.
Yes, but you can't feed your children on his thoughts, Bertie.
Here we are for thousands of years thinking that over here is a world of objects, of matter, and over there is an entirely separate world of movement, of forces, of energy. And Einstein says, no, they're not separate. Energy can become mass, and crucially, mass can also become energy. There's a deep unity between energy, matter, and light.
E equals mc squared. That equation shows that every piece of matter in our universe has stored within it a fantastic amount of energy. The speed of light, for example, is about 300 million meters per second. You multiply that by itself and you get 90 quadrillion. So in other words, what is matter? In some sense, matter is nothing but the condensation of vast amounts of energy. In other words, what is matter? In some sense, matter is nothing but the condensation of vast amounts of energy. So in other words, if you could somehow unlock all the energy stored within my pen, that would erupt with a force comparable to an atomic bomb.